Amara Johnson had always been different. From a young age, she found solace in music. Born in a small neighborhood in Brooklyn, she spent her childhood watching her single mother struggle to make ends meet. Amara's mother, a hardworking woman with a heart of gold, always encouraged her to pursue her dreams, even though she knew the road would be difficult. "I know it's hard, baby," her mom would say, brushing the hair from Amara's forehead. "But if you hold on to your passion, it'll take you places." And it was music that kept Amara's heart beating through the hard times. Every evening after school, she'd lock herself in her room, practicing her guitar and singing into the mirror. Her mother, always supportive, never complained about the noise. Instead, she'd smile and say, "One day, your voice will be heard all over the world." But dreams don't come easy. Amara had spent years posting her covers on YouTube and social media, hoping for her big break. Despite her raw talent, recognition seemed out of reach. She worked long hours at a local coffee shop to pay the bills, but music was always her first love. Each night, she'd play her guitar, hoping that someday, someone would hear her and give her the chance she so desperately needed. Amara's life was a constant balancing act. During the day, she served lattes and coffee to busy New Yorkers, trying to put on a smile even when the weight of her own struggles weighed heavily on her shoulders. At night, she would retreat into her world of music, playing for hours as the sounds of the city echoed through her window. Her mother, too tired to work anymore, would sit beside her, listening to Amara's songs, sometimes with tears in her eyes. "I don't know how you do it, honey," she'd say, "but I know your music is going to take you far." Still, nothing changed. The hours at the coffee shop grew longer, the tips smaller, and Amara began to wonder if she was chasing a fantasy. She had received a few positive comments online, but the numbers never added up to anything substantial. She would scroll through her social media, seeing influencers and artists gaining millions of followers while she remained stuck, hoping for something to break. But then, one night, as Amara was closing up the coffee shop, she received an unexpected notification on her phone. A message from an account she could hardly believe, Beyoncé's official page. She stared at the message for a moment, convinced it was a mistake or some sort of prank. But the message was real, and it was from Beyoncé herself. "I've been following your work, Amara. Your voice and passion are incredible. Let's make magic together." Her hands shook as she read the message over and over. Was this some sort of dream? Amara knew her voice was special, but the idea that Beyoncé, the artist she had idolized since childhood, was reaching out to her was too much to comprehend. That in an instant, her life was about to change. But this wasn't just about fame, it was about validation. Beyoncé had seen something in her. After a flurry of phone calls and meetings, Amara was flown out to Los Angeles. She arrived at the studio, nervous and overwhelmed. Everything felt surreal. This was the same place where legends had made history, and now Amara was about to step into that world. When she met Beyoncé in person, she was taken aback by how warm and down-to-earth she was. Beyoncé greeted her with a genuine smile, and instead of feeling like a star and a fan, they spoke like equals. "Amara, I've been following you for a while," Beyoncé said, wrapping her arms around her in a hug. "I love the authenticity in your music. It speaks to people's hearts, and that's something rare." Amara was speechless. Her idol, the woman who had shaped her entire musical identity, was standing before her, encouraging her to keep pushing forward. The studio sessions were a whirlwind of creativity. Beyoncé was nothing like the intimidating figure Amara had imagined. Instead of being overbearing, she became a mentor, helping Amara refine her sound while still giving her the freedom to experiment. They sang together, harmonizing on melodies that blended Amara's soulful style with Beyoncé's powerhouse vocals. Beyoncé was a perfectionist, but she also knew how to create a safe space for Amara to explore her true potential. "Don't be afraid to be vulnerable in your music," Beyoncé advised one day. "Your heart is your greatest instrument. The world will listen if you speak from the heart." Days turned into weeks as they worked on the track. Each session was filled with laughter, sweat, and pure magic. They wrote lyrics about overcoming obstacles, about fighting for your dreams, about never giving up. The song was both powerful and personal, resonating with themes of self-love, empowerment, and resilience. That as the final recording session came to a close, Beyoncé turned to Amara. "This is more than just a song. It's a movement," she said with a proud smile. "You're ready, Amara. The world needs to hear your voice." Amara felt a sense of fulfillment she had never experienced before. She wasn't just another singer. She was a part of something bigger now. She had learned from the best and had been given a platform to share her truth. When the song was released, it exploded onto the scene. Fans flooded social media, sharing their thoughts and emotions, declaring it a masterpiece. The collaboration was a global sensation, topping charts and racking up millions of views. The music video, which featured both Beyoncé and Amara in an empowering visual narrative, was a work of art, celebrating the power of women and the strength found in unity. Within hours of the release, the world was talking about Amara. Her follower count skyrocketed. She was invited to appear on talk shows, perform on international stages, and collaborate with other top artists. Record labels scrambled to sign her, but Amara, grateful and grounded, knew that she was ready for this moment. Not just as an artist, but as a voice that could inspire change. She used her newfound platform to speak on issues that mattered to her: mental health, the struggles of aspiring artists, and the importance of staying true to oneself. She began speaking at events, using her story to motivate others, especially those from marginalized backgrounds, to follow their dreams despite the odds. Months later, Amara was reflecting on how her life had changed. The fame, the success, the recognition, all of it was overwhelming at times. But nothing compared to the moment Beyoncé reached out to her and believed in her when so many others hadn't. One evening, as Amara sat in her recording studio, she received a message from Beyoncé. "Keep shining, Amara. The world is waiting for you." The words hit her deeply. Beyoncé had not only helped her realize her dreams, but had also taught her the true meaning of lifting others up. She wasn't just a star. She was a mentor, a beacon of hope for the next generation. Amara was now living her dream, but she didn't forget where she came from. She launched a foundation to support young, underprivileged musicians who didn't have the same opportunities she had. She spoke to aspiring artists, sharing her story and encouraging them to believe in their own power. The collaboration with Beyoncé had changed everything for Amara. It had given her the chance of a lifetime, but it had also shown her that the most meaningful success was the kind that empowered others to rise. And so, Amara continued to shine, not only as an artist, but as a beacon of hope, proving that dreams, no matter how impossible they seem, are worth fighting for.